There is so much sci-fi goodness coming out this fall. Arrival, Passengers, Channel Zero. We're going to go through all of what you have to look for in movies and television this fall on today's Sci-Fi Weekly.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Sci-Fi Weekly.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sci-Fi Weekly. I'm your host, Zach Wilson, excited to bring you all the news that there is to tell about the world of science fiction today. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson. Jesse Klein here.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I am also super excited to talk to everyone about science fiction. We're getting into some good stuff today.
There's some good stuff. We're gonna give you some of the news from today. Some sci-fi in real life that's sort of like is scary and creepy in multiple ways.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna run down all the movies and TV shows that are coming out this fall that you have to look forward to. Give you a little preview of what's to come. We just did our summer recap a week ago, which you can also find on iTunes and YouTube. And now it feels normal that we're reasonable that we would look forward towards the fall.
Break out the hot chocolate and the warm cups of ginger beer.
Yep. If you haven't already, go on to Facebook and Twitter. You can follow and like us at Sci-Fi Weekly. That's Sci-Fi SCIFI.
Yeah, we spell it correctly.
Spell it correctly.
Yeah.
Sci-Fi Weekly on all the platforms, and make sure you're subscribed to Popcorn Talk on YouTube and follow us on the Popcorn Talk on Twitter. All right. So we got a lot of news to get through, and there's only one way to do it. Got to jump.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
Peter Capaldi may have leaked the start date of Doctor Who Season 10 in a fan event where he just sort of casually spit, I think it's April, I think. Is this viral marketing, or is the Doctor slipping in his 2,000-year-old age? You decide.
Hey, Luke Cage, the final set of titles for its upcoming show got released. Some of the titles are called Now You're Mine, Soliloquy of Chaos, and You Know My Steez. What significance these have, I can't tell you. But what I do know is I'm definitely the whitest person to say, you know my steez.
Yep. New promo for Walking Dead Season 7 is out, and it shows off a lot of the story to come with bad guy Negan. He's going to be featured heavily in this season, so that you know what that means. A lot of questionable whose head did he bash in, and then a cliffhanger black cut, we don't know.
Exactly. Maze Runner's third entry is finally looking to roll cameras in February 2017. The production was halted because the star Dylan O'Brien had a horrible onset injury, which makes the title Maze Runner: The Death Cure a bit ironic.
Star Trek Discovery writers Kirsten Beyer and Nicholas Meyer spoke recently at Mission New York about the show and concerned fans that were they wanted the show to be everything that they wanted Star Trek, and they told them, lower your expectations. Well, Nick, Star Trek Discovery, or if you will, shorthanded to STD, consider my expectations sufficiently lowered.
More Discovery news. Brian Fuller explained this week why the ship is called Discovery, referencing the overall sense of discovery that Star Trek has, but also more specific, a reference to Kubrick's Discovery in 2001, NASA's vessel, the Discovery, and basically all the science words have been used up, so they decided to recycle.
It's good for the environment.
It's great for the environment.
Yeah. And if that wasn't enough STD for you, coming in 2017 will be a new series of comics and books, all these companion pieces that you might want to fill out the Star Trek universe. So discover what it's going to be like to have no free time next spring.
Now, trekking over to Star Wars news.
I see what you did.
Yeah, it's clever. Mark Hamill let slip this week that a minor detail about Episode 8 that we're going to cling to and speculate about for the rest of our lives. Speaking about the hectic schedule around the releases of The Killing Joke, he said he had to prepare for an elaborate special effects sequence where I'm not going to be able to do anything. I have to focus specifically on Episode 8, the Episode 8 scene I'm doing. Not much to go on here. All we know is that Luke won't just be standing looking forlorn in the distance. He'll at least have some sort of CGI interaction.
This week also saw the release of some photos of a new droid from the Star Wars universe that's going to be introduced in Rogue One. C2B5, effectively a black version of the R2-D2 we're so familiar with. No word yet on which side of the battle C2B5 is going to fall, but I, for one, am very excited to see that Hollywood is finally finding roles for droids of all colors and creeds.
Thank goodness. Jeremy Davies from Lost, who's Daniel Faraday, I loved his role, has joined the cast of American Gods as Jesus. Described as an empathetic character who's happy to share his holiday with Kristen Chenoweth's Easter. Now, you might not know this, but Neil Gaiman had actually originally written that Jesus was going to be in the book American Gods, even though he doesn't appear in it. And he said Jesus actually did turn up in a scene, which I cut, as it just didn't work, but I figured a book about American religion was not a book that I wanted to write. I wanted to write a book about American belief. So basically, they're going to offend a bunch of people.
Yeah. Speaking of American Gods, in a case of you can't make this stuff up, Brian Fuller revealed that the digital effects team is going to have to work overtime because the pantheon of gods featured in the show are so horny that the actors cannot do enough on-set erections to make it clear. So they're going to have to digitally insert special effects erections into the show. Said one perverted animator. Bingo.
Fox announced a new show this week that it acquired in an extended bidding war. It's called Ghosted, which Adam Scott of Parks and Recreation and Craig Robinson from The Office and a bunch of other things are a comedic X-Files duo. EP'd by Tom Gormican, who is best known for writing and directing 2014's That Awkward Moment and stealing all of my ideas that are currently on my laptop.
News from the casting department of Krypton as Georgina Campbell has landed the role of Lita Zod. Lita Zod? I don't know how to pronounce space names. In the upcoming sci-fi show. More interesting was in the character description, which suggests, and I'm quoting here, a forbidden romance with Seg-El. A Zod and an El in love? It's an outer space, superpowered romance we never thought we needed. I, for one, can't wait.
New photo from the set of Legends of Tomorrow has been released. It has the titular team hiding behind a truck with Albert Einstein. I don't know what the joke is here. I just really want to see what led to this.
Albert Einstein standing with the atom.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Lastly, in more superhero news, New Mutants appear to have found their writers in Scott Neustadter. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. And Michael H. Weber, the writing team behind Fault in Our Stars, which pairs them up cleanly with the director, who was also on that picture with them. But settle in, guys, because this team clearly has the superpower of teen angst.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So this is film is still in development, and more news to come. And that's gonna do it for Ludicrous Speed. It fades out. It doesn't cut.
I know. I want a hard cut.
No, you can't just pull the emergency brake. We learned that from Spaceballs.
That's true.
It's how you get shot forward into the front of the ship. We don't have time to take a smoke break.
Yeah, it's full of assholes.
All right, let's jump into some more discussion-based stuff that we want to get to this week. The Thing is getting released, a re-release on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And some of the details that have come out from the commentary track from cinematographer Dean Cundy. And so one of the big mysteries at the end of the film, if you guys remember, is when it gets down to the last two guys. Yeah. Have they been turned? Are they both turned? Are neither of them turned? Like, have they been taken over by the Thing? We don't know. Yeah. And it was sort of intentionally left.
Yeah, it's one of the best parts of that film. Yeah, is that you don't know if we won or not. Yeah. Yeah.
But there may be a little hint of whether it is, because what the cinematographer said was that throughout the film, as a little subtle hint of who is turned and who's not, they played with eye lights.
Okay.
on the people. So like if we look at these photos, like you'll see here, like character, I believe it's Childs, right?
Yeah.
Has very clear eyes. You can see his eyes. And if we go to the next photo,
You
darkness,
can't see his eyes.
because he's
Okay.
been turned. And it's very subtle, and it's natural lighting to the scene, so it feels
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just how he's sitting. But that was their way of saying, like, no, this is
The thing.
this has been the thing. And if we look at in the final scene of Childs, his eyes are in a lot of darkness.
Okay.
So not a confirmation, because they're outside. It could just be that that's what it looked like on the day, but a potential.
Could be an alien space monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
He might be.
It could be.
We don't know for sure. You can never know.
Well, I mean
for
that. I
sure.
mean that is the thing that makes that. I mean, not only is it just an amazingly shot and beautiful, and like the animation is fantastic, but the fact that it does deal with the entire movie. You think that by the end, the good guy is gonna figure it out and he's gonna kill the monster, and the fact that you don't know how it ends really is what makes that movie so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't think that ruins it either. Like, it's still up in the air.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just enough question left there. But I love when you get those little attention to detail things from directors and cinematographers where they thought out every frame of this movie down to like one light on set. They were like, no, this is important. This will make a difference in how this movie is
This
made.
is a side tangent, but have you heard the Star Wars special edition commentary tracks?
No.
They have the guy who does sound design, and he's just like there, and he's like, oh, okay, so the TIE fight, I was walking down the street and I heard someone close a gate, and I was like, that's my TIE fighter noise, and I went and grabbed my recorder and I just put it right against the gate, and I swung it 4 or 5 times, and there you go, that's a TIE fighter.
What?
Yeah, like it's like every sound effect, because it's like multiple people commenting, but every once in a while he'll come in and be like, oh, my wife turned on the shower and the rusty pipes, that was the sound for Darth Vader or whatever. Like it's amazing. Like, it's really cool.
Jabba's noises were just like his stomach when he's had a bad tabbouleh.
Yeah, he ate a bunch of tabbouleh.
That was actually how they came up with his language.
Yeah.
Moving up, Stranger Things news came out.
Oh my God, this
not
news.
long after we taped last week, but
Yeah.
we need to talk about it because the Duffers gave us 3 character descriptions for next season, and these sound crazy. So I'll read them off to you guys. Because I'm excited, and then I want to know from you guys who are either live with us in the chat or later commenting on YouTube. What did you think? Which one of these characters are you most excited for?
Yeah.
So the first one, Max, is a tough and confident 13-year-old female whose appearance, behavior, and pursuits are more typical of boys than of girls in the era. She has a complicated history and has a difficult relationship with her stepbrother, Billy. That's made her protective of her past and generally suspicious of those around her. She's also good on a skateboard, which she uses to get around pretty much everywhere. So we got a 13-year-old skater girl.
Yeah, it's
from the 80s. Like,
it sounds like such a Spielberg character.
Oh, yeah.
It's so Spielberg. It's great.
And there's people speculating because the Duffers are like at least publicly being like, we don't know if Eleven's coming back.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come
on. But Max, at least for a time being, would be a stand-in.
Yeah.
Not a stand-in. I'm sure she's going to be her own character and have a lot of strength to her.
But fill out that cast.
Yeah, exactly. Make it so it's not just like a bunch of kids. Max's stepbrother, Billy, who we just mentioned, is a super muscular, overconfident 17-year-old. He's so captivating and edgy that there are rumors flying around that he killed someone at a past school he attended. Billy steals people's girlfriends. Watch out, Nancy. Is a drinking game pro and drives a black Camaro.
I mean, this guy sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. But his violent and unpredictable nature shows itself to those closest to him, especially to ones who are younger than he is.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be best friends with this guy, right?
Until that last part.
Nope.
Just beating up on children.
Yeah, sure. I want to be in that Camaro Go beat up kids. Be edgy.
I
Come
wonder
on.
if he joins like Steve's two like douchey friends and becomes just like this like villainous posse.
Welcome to Douche Club.
Like, you dropped us, Steve, so we found a new leader, and he's got like bigger muscles and a better car than
A
you.
Camaro.
But it's definitely an interesting foil in the fact that he's gonna pick on kids. Like, I can't imagine that our gang is not gonna run into problems with him.
Yeah, I mean, it brings up an interesting thing where like these kids just like went to another universe and saved people from like this ultra dimensional being, but now they've got to go to school.
Yeah.
And like it's like they're like, we beat the Demogorgon, but now we have to go to school. Like that'll be an interesting kind of.
In
like,
fairness,
dynamic.
11.
Well, they helped
Yeah.
beat the Demogorgon.
Yeah. Roman is another new character and is described as a male or female of any ethnicity between the ages of 30 and 38. After growing up homeless with a drug-addicted mother, he or she suffered a great loss at an early age and has been seeking revenge ever since. Revenge, always fun.
Yeah, I know that.
Revenge is
one.
a fun time. Roman is ultimately an outsider who doesn't understand how to connect with people.
So they don't know the gender of this person yet?
Well, I think it's their casting.
Yeah, they're casting.
Because this is like really rough. I'm surprised that we are even getting this much detail. But it's probably casting sides and stuff that it came out.
If my manager is listening, can you send me out on that, please? Either that or Billy. Let me play a 17-year-old.
I feel like if you shaved, you'd
could
lose
pull
like
off
10
17,
years.
yeah.
Especially next to those kids. You know, they're growing up fast.
Yeah,
you
they're all
gotta
grown up
age them
fast. You gotta age 'em
appropriately.
up, yeah.
But I'm excited. This is a very diverse little additions to the cast. I think Max will fit in nicely with our main gang.
She seems cool.
I could see with Billy there being like an overconfidence from the kids, like to stand up, and that's how they sort of fall in with Max. Like, you can't talk to her that way, and he's like, you don't have a psychic little girl with you. I'm gonna smack you across the field.
Or what if like these kids are like PTSD war veterans now? What if they accidentally hurt Billy? Like in defending, like they pull some Demogorgon stuff on him and like set up traps for him and like accidentally, like, because he's a human, not an extra dimensional
Jonathan's
being.
still got that like
Slingshot.
I was thinking of the bat with the nails in
the bat
it.
and the nails. Yeah, exactly. Like what if they act like that'll be an interesting thing, like dealing with the aftermath of what happened.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of what this and what the Duffers keep referring to as a sequel, not a second season, but the sequel will be dealing with, I think, a lot of the fallout and what happened, like what happens to this town after all this excitement that was really only 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, for sure.
And then lastly, Michael Fassbender came out this week and he was saying Alien Covenant is much scarier than its predecessor Prometheus.
Okay.
Which I think is good.
Yeah. Prometheus was a little spooky.
A little bit, but to me, one of the flaws with Prometheus is that it seemed to be like, I don't know if it like had its genre fully developed.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of like we're leading towards Alien and Aliens, which is like horror and then action and all this stuff. But Prometheus was just this is like a deep psychological thriller, but like with action sequences built in, and it didn't like just sit in one mode.
Yeah, I think it wanted to be hard sci-fi, but it just couldn't like just be.
I wonder if it's sort of, you know what, it sort of read like they wanted to be super hard sci-fi, but this is a studio picture.
Yeah. And
studios, especially with a franchise movie like that, tend to balk at more heady stuff. And we'll get into, because there's some really hard sci-fi stuff coming out this fall.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Because it's not part of a franchise, you get a little more leeway to go that way, because they don't expect it to be a $500 million, billion-dollar movie.
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, just be smart. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the quote is, "It's much scarier than Prometheus, but it's got that sort of same scope as Prometheus, that imminent sort of disaster feel that Alien had. So it's kind of a beautiful meeting of both of those films. I'm really excited to see it. I think it's going to be super scary, number one. And again, with the massive scope of Prometheus, once it starts and the ball starts rolling, it's definitely going to bring chills to the cinema."
Cool.
So that's, I mean, I bet you that's part of why they wanted to call it Alien.
Yeah,
In the
to
title
keep
instead
that
of
horror
Prometheus,
feeling.
because Prometheus 2 has a very specific, like, I think of it in a certain way. When I hear Alien Covenant, even knowing that it's a Prometheus sequel, I'm going into it with a different set of expectations.
Yeah, I feel like we've kind of gone past just numbering sequels. Like, that feels like very much like a 90s action movie thing to do. You Die Hard 2, Lethal Weapon 2, Lethal Weapon 3. Like, it feels like, I mean, they do number sequels still, but...
Yeah, 22 Jump Street.
22 Jump Street. But oh boy, I got some comments on that. I like those films. But I think now it's like, you know, having a different name helps the movie even. Like, especially if you do like the name of the previous movie, semicolon, the new movie. Like, I think it works. Like, especially with, like, I feel like the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter kind of changed that kind of numbered sequel culture, where it was like, oh, this is Harry Potter, but now it's The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
And it's not Harry Potter 3.
It allows it to be its own movie.
Yeah.
And, like, yes, there's a sequence to it, but assuming that the film can stand on its own,
Yeah.
it does give it more breathing room.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm down. I'm like, this gets me a little more excited. I'm still a little nervous for it. Like, because again, Prometheus wasn't bad.
It wasn't
but
bad,
it wasn't the
great.
best movie.
Yeah.
So like, and this is the spiritual sequel, if not direct sequel. So we'll
I'm looking
see
forward
what
to
it
it.
looks like.
Yeah.
All right, time for sci-fi in real life. IBM. This one was a weird. I didn't expect this to be a thing.
This is very weird.
So in the build-up to Morgan, which is already out in theaters, IBM's Watson cut a trailer to the movie.
Yeah.
And if that sounds weird, basically they fed the movie into massive supercomputer,
the mega computer.
and it broke down. It, like, the AI in Watson analyzed the film. It found the points that it felt were happy scenes, sad scenes, scary scenes, and decided what pieces it needed to form a trailer. And then it, like, fed them to an actual editor. This is where the sort of limits come in,
Yeah.
where it can't necessarily string together a cut.
Yeah.
In the same way, but
Editors, good news for you.
yeah. Well,
When the
for
robots
now,
take over.
it can it can already pick out, like, basically what it was saying is it's picking out the ones that are going to have to fit each emotional category
Yeah.
and which are the strongest. So which are the strongest scenes
Scenes, yeah.
to show an audience? It already knows. It just needed somebody else to really, like, string it together in an artistic fashion with, like, the right music to come in
Yeah.
and be haunting. But it's just a couple steps away.
Yeah, also, I mean, Watson, you don't want to fall into the trap of, like, showing all of your great scenes in one trailer. Like, you know, it's like in a comedy movie, you don't want to show all your jokes in the trailer. Like, you want to build some mystery, some lead up to it. So, Watson, I mean, I got some notes.
Yeah, let's real quick. I wanted to check out let's check out Watson's trailer for Morgan.
Please, let's.
Its first birthday
Of course, I wanted to look at a computer.
Yeah, sure.
exceeded our wildest expectations.
Nice to meet you, Morgan.
But I'm assuming, like, it could sense, like, the whole, like, the lineup of faces in this scene, and, like, could tell that meant horror.
Yeah.
You have a 13-year-old daughter. You don't get to see her much anymore.
And I know Watson is capable of reading human expression,
Yeah.
so, like, it probably senses that, like, shift from Paul Giamatti, and, like, that makes it a more tense situation because your emotions are changing.
Yeah.
Don't you go down there, Skip! Don't be afraid, Amy.
Also, don't be afraid. Just, like, trailer tropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see Watson. I want to see Watson. I want to see Morgan now. Actually,
Yeah,
like, to be honest, from that trailer, more than like the other ones I've seen.
Chills.
Yeah.
Chills. That's terrifying. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy that Watson did that. What does that mean?
It means like they are one step closer to actual artificial intelligence.
So
like,
we should burn it down. We should burn it all down. Do we all agree? We should burn it down.
chat. Do you guys?
Burn it down.
Yeah. I know Stardew, and then we got Ken from Chicago in the chat room. Like, thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thanks,
Kristian
guys.
Blatt. What do you think? Should we burn Watson to the ground and run for the hills?
Burn it down. Who's with me?
Also, can I just say, choosing the movie with a rogue AI to show to an AI,
Yeah.
and I assume like bad stuff happens to the AI, you're only giving Watson ideas.
Yeah, Watson now is watching the Animatrix. It's watching The Matrix. It's watching 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Jacob Shields in the chat says, "Oh, Skynet is real. Burn it down.
Oh,
Burn it
Skynet's
down."
real. Okay, burn it down. I gotta burn it down, brother.
Yeah, you're gonna learn to fear the name Watson.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's move forward into our main topic of
Let's do
discussion:
it.
the fall of 2016. And look, here's the thing, guys. We live in Los Angeles, so I'm basically just including until December 31st.
Yeah, it's summer here 24/7.
Yeah, we don't know what fall and winter the distinction is anymore. I grew up on the East Coast,
Yeah.
like where we had like seasons and stuff. I've forgotten what those are like.
Well, it's interesting. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, where it's always fall, and now I live in LA, where it's always summer.
See, I was in New York, where we have the extremes. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah, it's like -2 degrees today, and there's like 4 feet of snow on the ground. Oh, it's the summer. It's 100 degrees with 89% humidity. So we got the gamut.
There was
Anyway.
a year in Portland where 9 months it was overcast.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. All right. Well, let's stop talking about the weather and talk about something interesting. Let's start off. I want to talk about superheroes. Shock. I want to talk about superhero
Yeah, sure,
shows
let's
that we're
do
going to
it.
get. I think it's a good enough place to start. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh my God. September 20th. It's going to have a new director for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
It's going to have a new AI named Ada, developed by Dr. Radcliffe, who we got the brief tease of at the very tail of last season.
In your notes, I read that, and I thought it said Daniel Radcliffe.
Nope. That
Dr.
would be
Radcliffe.
that would be a big shift.
Yep.
Comes on, he's farting a lot. And the big one, Ghost Rider.
Oh, yeah.
Is coming in.
Robbie
Not as much
Reyes.
sci-fi. We don't know how they're going to explain it, but it's Marvel, so magic is science in this world.
and Marvel magic is science.
But Ghost Rider is going to come in, and so we're going to be dealing with a lot of, I assume, more supernatural things. Some inhuman threats, I'm sure. Kree, maybe again. It still remains to be seen. There are I've heard the most vague rumors from the internet of there might be an Avenger in the premiere, and I'm like, guys, that's not a thing. There's no way. I'm a huge Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan. You can watch me and Jesse on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after show on Tuesday nights. Which stay tuned to Twitter for timing, because we're shifting this season because the show changed times.
Yeah, show's late.
Well, we are taping earlier. It's a whole thing. Just stay tuned.
It's weird.
But I'm very excited. It comes, as I said, the 20th of September. CW has the DC lineup.
Yep, the
as in just
C-dub.
nothing but CW.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's just start on
Flash.
Flash is going to premiere on the 4th
Of October.
on Tuesdays. Yeah, 4th of October.
Yeah.
Then the day after, you get Arrow on the 5th. Then you get Supergirl on the 10th, and then Legends of Tomorrow on the 13th.
So, if you need more DC, I don't know what to tell you. You're getting all the DC you can get.
Oh no, that's not true, because they are developing Black Lightning.
Oh yeah, sure.
Not for CW, but to shop. They're shopping it around.
Yeah.
As a 5th live action
And then also there's
DC
Gotham.
show. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever. Gotham is a thing too.
Yeah.
It exists. I acknowledge that it exists. Anyway. So there's some really surprising things. Also on CW, Frequency.
Yeah.
And yes, it's that Frequency.
Yeah.
It's the one you're thinking of with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
about a guy who can, like, I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if they're using the ham radio thing again.
I hope they do.
Yeah, they all. It's so funny.
I hope
It's
they use the
it's
ham
about
radio.
a guy who. Whose father dies years ago, and then figures out that using a ham radio, he can actually talk to his father using the same ham radio, like 20 years in the past, I think it is.
Yeah.
Real weird time travel-y movie, which time travel is a huge thing this year.
Oh, people love it.
Across, like, all these shows. I think there's at least 5 time travel-based shows that'll be on the air. Because we got Legends of Tomorrow, you got Frequency, then there's like a whole bunch. There's another one, Timeless, that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
No Tomorrow, though. I want to
Yeah.
talk about first because it's another CW show, which you'll see here. It's a series that's going to follow a woman who becomes involved with a free-spirited guy who inspires her to make an apocalypse.
Okay.
An apocalypse. Like a list for the apocalypse.
Yeah,
It's a stitch of 2 words.
Yeah.
You see what they... You understand what they did.
I got it. I would tell her to get rid of this guy as soon as he said that word.
A list of things to do before the world ends, which he claims will be in 8 months and 12 days.
Very specific.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you know when it's going to end, you better be specific.
You better know.
With the help of her friends, they try to figure out if he can be taken seriously while completing the bucket list.
That sounds fun.
It sounds like a fun romp. Let's do this as we go through, especially with the new shows.
You missed out on Luke Cage, by the way.
I did skip Luke
Yeah,
Cage.
yeah. On the 30th of September, we got Luke Cage coming
Yeah,
out.
well, let's do especially for new shows.
Yeah.
I want to do this. So, starting with Luke Cage, and then we'll go back through. Will you be watching this? Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Definitely watching Luke Cage. Whether I can watch it all at once or I have to space it out because we're covering as an after show on AfterBuzz TV, that will remain to be seen. No Tomorrow. Do you want to watch it?
I'll check out the pilot.
To be honest, I'm sort of like,
It sounds quirky and weird.
It sounds quirky and weird. That's one I will look for reviews. It could be really good.
Yeah.
I will look for reviews first.
I'll check out the pilot.
Frequency?
I have no interest.
Blind curiosity, I need to watch the pilot because I remember that movie so vividly from my childhood.
If they have the ham radio, I'm in.
Fair. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Timeless.
Okay,
and this
sure.
is one that there are billboards for it all over the place.
Yeah.
And we want like I want this to be like I love time travel stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And I want this to be good. The billboards look kind of silly in that
look
NBC
weird.
way.
Yeah.
But let's take a look at the trailer. I know we have the video, and I want to know what you guys think. The description is basically an unlikely trio traveling through time to battle unknown criminals in order to protect history as we know it, which is the most basic sci-fi time travel description you could write.
Every comic book that's ever
But that
existed.
doesn't mean it's bad. I
No,
mean,
not
if you
at
look
all.
at the base concept for any sitcom that you love,
Sure.
it's all the same.
Roommates don't get along.
Yeah. Let's take a look at Timeless and
Yeah.
see what we think.
Everybody get down on the ground.
You move!
So like they have a pod, and I like the design on this
it
time
looks
travel
cool.
machine.
Lucy Preston, Homeland Security. You need to come with me.
You've got a hell of a reputation. History, anthropology. Master Sergeant Wyatt Logan, Delta Force.
3:30 p.m. May 6th,
We paired a
1937.
historian with a special
You're
ops
telling me that
guy.
Yeah,
actually
this seems
went
like a
back in
likely
time
trio.
For real to the Hindenburg.
You were our best option.
To do what? Go after him?
I'd think someone who loved history would want to save it.
Our prototype. She isn't fancy, but she works. Usually. Do you need to go
That's
with
what you
them?
want to
I
hear.
can't. I am black. There is literally no place in American history that'll be awesome for me.
We've
At
seen
least they acknowledged it.
Yeah.
Pilot. Kind of.
kind of.
Oh, that's the guy from Better Off Ted.
Didn't know I was gonna be working tonight, man.
Might want to hold on.
Where have I seen the pilot there?
Yeah, that's from Better Off Ted. He was.
Oh,
a
that's who you're
scientist.
talking about. Okay, I've never seen Better Off Ted, but I've seen him in something else. He's funny. He's a
Yeah.
good actor.
Yes, he was here.
He's working as ground crew. He's gonna help bring down the Hindenburg.
I think Flynn is trying to rewrite history. It could change the present in ways we can't possibly predict.
So they chose the Hindenburg.
What is it about her?
To travel forward, to change time. And I mean, it's an interesting point in American history.
Yeah. Oh, the humanity.
Or in history, sorry, not American.
Why they chose you.
I'm not sure you realize where you are, boy.
I hope you live long enough to see Michael Jordan dunk, Michael Jackson dance, Mike Tyson punch, really just any black guy named Michael. Because the future is not on your side.
I know what you're really meant to be. You're important in ways you can't even imagine.
Now, when it turns out she's more important than she knew she was. I mean, look, here's...
My handwriting, but I didn't write that.
Not yet, but you will.
So what I'm looking for through that is really just like, I want to find what it is that is going to make this different.
Yeah.
And then that trailer, I don't have it right now.
My big thing is they have a historian, a scientist, and a special ops guy. That seems like a likely trio.
Yeah.
That's not unlikely. That's the most likely.
Here, I'm going to go into my my prep sheet and just backspace
Yeah,
on
please.
a unlikely trio, because I forgot to correct the first word.
Yeah.
No, it's who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'll watch a pilot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll check it out. Like, I like to give stuff like this a chance because I want more science fiction on my TV.
Yeah, and it looks interesting. I think like the Hindenburg is a great set piece. It's like a fun like pilot piece. I'll be interested to see where they go, like how far they go. They're gonna do like Titanic. They're gonna do like what are they gonna do? Pompeii. They're just gonna do everything that Doctor Who has done. Like they're gonna go to every historical event, which Doctor Who has done as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I want to know what the show is planning to be a little more than just like that basic trope. Channel Zero, is something that like it surprised me. It came out of nowhere, from the minds of Nick Antosca and Max Landis.
Yeah.
Channel Zero is a horror anthology from creepypasta, built from the creepypasta lore. So
interesting.
What's that guy's name with he's like the white face you see everywhere?
The Slender Man.
Slender Man.
Yeah. I'm interested in it. I'm gonna have trouble liking any horror anthology that does not have the Crypt Keeper. If it's not introduced like, hello boys and ghouls, then I'm not gonna know how I feel about it.
Yeah. Well, they're doing at least 2 6-episode seasons, one this year and one next year. And so they said that it's going to be sort of similar to American Horror Story in that it's like not an ongoing forever show. It's more like a name to brand it with.
Yeah.
But I think that what they said is these 2 seasons will be connected.
Okay.
And then from there they'll do a different story. So they'll like use different things to tell. I don't know a lot about what this season is going to be yet.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
I think it may involve Slender Man.
Okay.
Because he's on all their press stuff.
Yeah, he's a big part of that creepypasta world.
Yeah, so, and he's well known at this point, at least in the internet. So it's coming to Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi channel, on September 27th. So soon.
Awesome. Yeah,
fairly soon.
That's cool.
What else is going on? Walking Dead comes back on October 23rd. I'm not watching, to be honest. No, I mean, look, I keep up with like what's going on it, but it's just like it fell off of because there's so much TV to watch.
There's a lot of TV.
It just like it fell off my list.
I mean, I'll watch it when it gets onto Netflix. Like that's what I always do. I don't keep up with it when it's current. I watch it when it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So like I don't know what happened last season. I'm just gonna watch it when it gets onto Netflix.
Yeah. Black Mirror season 3 is coming to Netflix 10/21.
Definitely watching this.
It's the modern time, the Twilight Zone. Sorry.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. I love every episode they've done has been so well done. The Christmas special might be my favorite thing of the last like 5 years. It's so good.
Yeah. I haven't watched all of it. I need to watch more of it.
Oh, it's so good.
Lastly, from TV, and like you guys, if there's anything that you've heard about that you want to see that didn't make this list, we also didn't have all the time in the world, so I picked out sort of what was the highlights. But the last one, let us know in the comments or in the chat, like what other stuff that you're really excited about. Westworld, though.
Yeah, that looks exciting.
Which we've talked about a lot on this show because they keep giving us these teases of what looks to be a great show.
Yeah, we went from empathy to excitement in like 2 episodes.
Yeah, I mean,
or apathy, not empathy.
I heard it had a lot of problems in production. Yeah. And I've heard from sources that like it was struggling, that they had to go back and do rewrites. Yeah. But it looks good.
Everything
they've
released looks amazing. It looks really cool.
So I'm excited to see it. It premieres on October 2nd. Yeah. I believe that's a Sunday. And I'm going to watch it that night. Like that's not even one I'll wait on. Because I'm excited to see it.
It's going to be really cool.
Let's jump over to movies. Not as many sci-fi movies coming out this fall as I thought. Yeah. There's some really good ones, really big ones. Yeah. Not as many as I was expecting. There's some horror fantasy stuff that I didn't put on this list. But there's one fantasy one that we're bending the lines here. Okay. Doctor Strange. Yeah. Which again, it's Marvel, so those lines are very blurry. And they've said, Scott Derrickson has said that this is magic. Okay. In this world. He said it's not Thor, we're not it's science with a different name. But it is it's the power of words. It's still formulas when you get down to it. It's just a different set of rules.
Yeah, those trailers look amazing.
Oh, they do.
I'm going to see that in IMAX.
Mind-bending.
So much.
Everything coming out says that it is perfect. Stan Lee this week said that it is that Scott Derrickson did a perfect job with it. I forget exactly what his phrasing he used, but basically Stan Lee is this is what it is. This is what the movie should have been. And then he said the only thing wrong with it is that I didn't get to play Doctor Strange. Stan Lee wanted to play Doctor Strange. He's like, I'm strange.
Excelsior.
Yeah. That's out on November 4th. Yep. Coming out a week later, on November 11th. This is
my
the
birthday.
big. Oh yeah, yeah. Mine's on the 1st.
Oh, so a bunch of November buddies.
Yeah, we were the young ones in school.
Yep.
So, Arrival is what we've talked about on the show. Yeah, this is the hard science fiction movie of the year. Good. From what it looks like. Description: when an alien craft lands across the world, a linguist expert, played by Amy Adams, is recruited by the military to determine whether they come in peace or are a threat. It's such a Clark Hanlon story. Yeah, and the fact that you have to we're going to follow a linguist trying to communicate with an alien race. Yeah. Yes, I want to watch this forever.
Two things. I like how simple the story is. It's just, are they friendly? Are they a threat? I like how simple, because when it's sci-fi, the world can be really big and weird and complicated, but it's always good when the story is really simple.
Yeah, and this is one of the very few on this list. There's only 2 movies I have on this list that are originals. Yeah, that are not, and this is adapted from a short story, but by movie terms, it's an original.
Also, do you think there's going to be a joke where they play the tones?
I wonder. Well, using music more that kind of basis for a language that it is a form of communication in many sci-fi novels.
Do you think they're gonna try it?
I really hope they do.
Me too.
But we have a clip that they put out this week that I wanted to look at. It's about 45 seconds long. It's just it looks like this movie. So yeah. Amy Adams is just you know what? Forget this protective gear.
Yeah, fine. They need to see me.
Is it okay?
Chills.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner is just what the hell are you doing?
Hawkeye, use your bow.
Yeah, I mean that's like those little teases, and then it's gonna go crazy from there, as we've seen in some of the trailers. But this is like at the very top of my list. Like we'll see it opening day.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
Let's plow through more fantasy stuff, but I need to talk about it. I don't care. Harry Potter's coming back.
You're a Potter kid.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them comes out November 18th. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Moving forward, the big daddy of sci-fi movies this fall, Rogue One.
Yeah, Rouge One is coming out.
Rogue One, a Star Wars story, comes out December 16th. Like we've talked about this a ton on this show, and you can also hear Jedi Alliance, one of our other Popcorn Talk shows, hosted by it's a familiar voice.
Yeah,
that's on Mondays.
Yeah,
so, yeah. Rogue One, we're all going to see it.
I think I'll see it.
Book your tickets ahead if you want to go opening day.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Passengers is another one that's very quietly, like, people have almost forgotten that it was happening, but it's been highly anticipated for a while now because it's Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt in a sci-fi movie together, and it's about a spacecraft that's traveling towards a distant colony planet, transporting thousands of people.
Yeah.
And it has a malfunction in its sleep chambers. As a result, 2 passengers, played by Lawrence and Pratt, are awakened 60 years early.
Yeah.
So basically, imagine you're in a ship cryogenically frozen, and then
you wake up early.
You wake up, and there's nothing. It's just the 2 of you. You can't wake up anybody else.
Yeah.
You just sort of have to. I guess they're just like you have to live.
Yeah, you have
and
to
beyond
live your life.
That base description, we don't have any other info about this movie. We have this one photo that they've put out, and then there's a poster that if we go to that they put out this week, which is not even anything more.
Yeah,
it's just their eyes, and
we know
look,
they've got eyes.
They're very beautiful people.
Yeah,
we can stare at. I could stare into both of their eyes for days,
forever.
Yeah,
yeah.
For 60 years.
That's what they do for 60 years. Is they just play a game.
Staring contest.
Staring contest.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It comes out December 23rd, so right at the end of the year. Like basically just like getting in, I imagine, for awards time.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Like sneaking through. Yeah. Also coming out on the same day.
Yeah.
Very different style, but also science fiction. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
The video game adaptation. Which, if you're not familiar with it, I'll give you their base description of it. When Callum Lynch explores the memories of his ancestor Aguilar and gains the skills of a master assassin, he discovers he is a descendant from the secret assassin society.
You know what I do with this Assassin's Creed trailer is I mute it and then put on Enya's Last of the Mohicans soundtrack song. And it's 1 billion times better.
You know, there's part of me that actually really enjoys it. I know, even knowing that it's like Kanye West singing like the most ridiculous songs.
I'm just like, why did they go with this?
There are certain songs that work in context and not outside of it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Kanye West has a lot of songs that just like make good trailers. Like Jesus Walks, I just remember as the song. I just remember as
trailer.
like the Jarhead trailer. That's what that song means to me. Couple honorable mentions that I thought were sort of on the verge of sci-fi, but worth mentioning. Inferno, which is the latest Langdon novel from Dan Brown. This one, can Tom Hanks stop a billionaire madman from unleashing a plague that will decimate the population of the world?
Oh, I like how they didn't have the character name. It's
I put that in.
It's just the actor Tom
No,
Hanks.
I added that. I wanted to say Tom Hanks.
I would love it if it was just about actor Tom Hanks. Hi, Colin. Get the kids ready. There might be a plague.
I'll see it. I mean, we saw it when we saw Kingsman.
Yeah,
but I'll see it again. I like Tom Hanks. And A Monster Calls, which is it's really a fantasy, but it's a sort of a psychological fantasy exploration of a kid who's in boarding school, and he's dealing with the loss of his mom. His mom died of cancer, and he's sort of struggling with that. With stories about monsters. And Liam Neeson plays a giant tree monster.
Yeah, of course.
So, yeah, as he does. And that's it. That's our preview of the fall. There's, of course, a ton of other stuff coming out around it. Last week, we had the mission assignment.
Yeah.
So let's, we want to cue the mission assignment. Get to that? Yeah. Last week's mission assignment, what tech?
What tech do you want?
Do you want do you want it to be real? Chase at Quantum Chase said quantum computer, Iron Man suit, and faster than a light drive.
God,
we need that FTL.
We need that FTL. A quantum computer, I don't think we should have that power. Iron Man suit, yeah, sure.
Yeah, Chill Cat says teleportation, organ and limb regrowth, which with more machines, but we have like at least the basics.
We're getting there.
And artificial intelligence, no.
Chill Cat, no.
Think about every example of when artificial intelligence has been introduced to society.
Chill your cats.
Even when they're positive, like in Her, it just ends poorly for all of us.
Data's the one bright light in a dim sea of terribleness. Chill Cat, no.
And Kristian DMZ at Kristian DMZ says, tech I wish was real, transporter, it's a popular one.
Yeah, sure.
Lightsaber, which I also feel would end in disaster. You have a Dewey Cox, you cut yourself in half.
Well, yeah, I mean, then that limb regrowth is going to become real useful.
Yep. Sonic screwdriver.
Okay.
And Spidey's web shooters.
Ooh.
I feel like, again, Spidey's web shooters, great in theory, without spider-like reflexes, just a lot of people getting hurt.
A lot of people getting hurt real quick. Spidey's reflexes and strength. He's jumping off buildings and yanking himself up.
I will say for mine, like I only had one, but Sonic Screwdriver was my pick.
Yeah.
Because it's basically just a tech-based magic wand.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I wanted to turn that like thing off across the room.
Deus Ex Machina.
Done.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mine was also Doctor Who. I want the TARDIS. The bigger on the inside thing is so cool.
Okay, yeah. And so just that one, that facet of it.
I mean, just that facet. I want to have like a tiny little like apartment, and then I open it up, and it's a mansion, and it's got a pool.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't even need it. Just like. It's just you just have a building of doors.
Yeah, sure.
And then each one is like in terms of like real like city space. It would honestly, if we had that technology, it would make the world a better place because there would be much more like land.
Yeah, there'd be so many parks.
For people, there would be a lot less traffic.
Yeah.
You'd have more room for parks. All this stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't pick an assignment for next week. But here's our assignment. Throw us some ideas. Like, what topics do you guys want us to talk about?
Yeah, sure.
We've got. Here's a specific. In October, we want to talk about nothing but horror movies for the 4 shows that we're going to do in October. I want to know your favorite horror sci-fi movies
that you
would love to hear us talk about, and like we'll figure out how we want to incorporate them. We have some exciting guests from other shows on Popcorn Talk. We're going to be stopping by throughout the month of October because like everyone's just excited about horror.
Yeah, everyone likes it.
Halloween's coming up, you guys.
Yeah,
Zach,
in like 2 months.
Oh, Mark 1.
May I offer a suggestion for the mission assignment?
Oh, please do, Mark 1.
Why not the viewers select their favorite IP that they're looking forward to in the fall that you discussed on today's show?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fine one, Mark 1.
So, yeah, that's a good one. Why don't you guys have 2 mission assignments this week? We
tell
want
us
to know
your favorite sci-fi horror.
Yeah.
And then also everything we discussed today. Tell us which one you're most excited
especially
about.
go down on YouTube, go below this video and hit us with a comment. Those comments help. And go onto iTunes and hit us with a review. Running out of time, so we can't do shout outs this week. But if you go onto iTunes, find Sci-Fi Weekly, hit us with a review. It not only not just because it makes us feel good, and it does, but it also helps people find the podcast because it makes it more searchable and helps new viewers find it. And if you guys are enjoying it, we want to you want other people to enjoy it.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
So help us get it out there. And if there's something that you want changed or that you want to see something different on the show, let us know that in the reviews too, because we want to make this the best sci-fi show that we can do, and we'll do it every single week.
Yep.
So until next week, Jesse, where can everyone keep up with you?
You can find me on Jess Klein 1. That's JessKlein, the number 1. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Coming up, we got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm going to be here with Zach Wilson.
Yep.
We're going to be talking S.H.I.E.L.D. You can see me doing comedy all over LA. That's about it.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ZachWilson, THATZACHWILSON. You can also find me this fall on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and some other stuff that will soon, hopefully, be announced soon. Keep up with us on all the places. Go to Facebook, Twitter, follow and like Sci-Fi Weekly. Guys, we have been Sci-Fi Weekly, and thanks for geeking out with us.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.